What's up? What's up, man? Y'all see the title. Wilder versus Joshua contract BS talk, man. Really bullshit talk. People are still talking about the Joshua Wilder $50 million contract that Wilder offered Joshua. Now, we went through this with the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather thing where, Manny and Floyd were negotiating in the media, and they negotiate. The reason why they negotiated in the media, in my opinion, now that it's all over and said and done, which I kind of, me and the fellas, we kind of figured that out. The last, 3 years they were negotiating in the media, that all they were doing was trying to make the fight bigger, because serious negotiations are never done in the media. Because we seen proof of that when the Mayweather Pacquiao fight happened. When they came out and said that they were going to fight, we heard about none of the negotiations anymore. After Mayweather and Pacquiao met up, I believe they met up at a game in L.A. or Miami. Was it Miami or L.A.? One of them cities, and they talked, and everybody seen it, and that was the last thing that we seen about it. And then all of a sudden they came out, the fight date, they had they had the tour date and all that. They had everything ready to go, and we heard nothing else about the negotiations. And it's the same thing with the Wilder Joshua fight. The only reason why we're hearing about the negotiations because they're not ready to make this fight, man. They're just not ready to make the fight, because serious people do not negotiate in the media. They just go in a room, get together, and iron out things that they have to do to get the fight done. Much like how they did with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. For 7, 8 years, they negotiated in the media, and the fight never happened. Same thing with this. They negotiated in the media, and the fight is not happening. Joshua did his tour after the Wilder Fury, draw. He did a tour saying that he's ready to fight. He'll fight either one of them, but he really want Wilder. And it's cool that he did that, but I would he have done that if Wilder would have won convincingly? Would he have made that same tour and said he wanted to fight Wilder? I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I just know that he came out and said he wanted to fight Wilder. He said no, he don't want no delusional contract talks. Yeah, he wants the lion's share of the purse. Now, my stance is both of the guys, are going to come in, and it takes both of them to make this big fight happen. So both of them should have 50-50 down the middle. Okay, reality, that cannot happen. That's just my opinion, but in reality, that just can't happen. Joshua generates a little bit more revenue than Wilder. He has 3 of the title belts. If you want to say 4 including the IBO, it's not a major belt, but it is a belt that he picked up from fighting Fury, I believe. So he has done the most work as far as going out there and collecting belts. The main thing you have to do. You know what I'm saying? He beat Klitschko for a vacant belt. He beat your boy, what's the guy name? His name always Charles Martin. You know what I'm saying? And then he beat the other guy, and I'll get his name in a minute. But he beat it's early in the morning, man. He beat the other guy from what's the name? But yes, he did. He did the most work. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Wilder did get the WBC before Joshua won any titles. But Wilder was unable to secure that Charles Martin belt. I'm still flabbergasted that how did Charles Martin get out of there without fighting Wilder? Like, how did that? How did? I mean, look, Al Heyman does these great things, but they dropped the ball on that, man. They should have. I know that is rumors saying that I don't know how much Charles Martin got for that fight, but they say he got $6 million for that fight. I mean, as deep as Al Heyman pockets is, he could have came over the top and said, "Okay, I give you $7 million." How can you let that? How can you let that belt get out the building? I don't understand, man. People see. I'm gonna get on. That's another video though about Eddie Hearn. But anyway, that belt should have never left PBC unless Wilder fought for it. It either Wilder should have had a chance to win it, or Martin should have had a chance to win the WBC title. One of them guys should have been a unified champion. By letting Joshua come in and fight Martin and knock out Martin, now you lose one of your pillars of the part of the heavyweight title. And the whole thing about gathering those belts is for negotiation purposes. That's why Eddie Hearn. Like I said, that's another video for another day. I ain't trying to make this about Eddie Hearn, but I'm gonna do that video next, as a matter of fact. But it's BS talk, man, right now. And everybody and they mama think they know what's going on with the No, y'all don't know what's going on with the contract talks. Y'all only know what either side is telling you. That's it. You don't know the whole of where the money is coming from. I seen this one video. This guy did a video saying that it was a conflict of interest with the money. Even Ness was interviewing. Ness was interviewing my guy with the bald head for PBC. What's his name again, man? I'm telling y'all this early in the morning, but and he got the guy to admit that the money did not come from Al Heyman. The money came from some UK the BT or UK some UK thing, and he said, "What's the problem with getting another sponsor to to bring out the money?" I mean, it's a lot of crazy stuff. And Joshua, he signed to Sky Sports, and that other guy, the thing that was presenting the money, they were another organization, and it would have been a conflict of interest and all this stuff. See, that's why I say don't get into the mud slinging with the contract talks. Like, don't do that, because these guys in boxing have been doing it for years, and they understand how to play the customers, the audience, the fans, the supporters of boxing. They've been doing it for years. Ask Don King, master at doing it. You know what I'm saying? All these guys that they've been big time promoters, they are masters at manipulating the public. And this is another manipulation, man. Like Wilder said that he talked to Joshua on the phone a lot of times. They talked on the phone, so we don't know what they talking about when they talk on the phone. Oh, let's play these guys so we can make as much money as possible. That could be a possible conversation, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had that conversation, because it's all about and then people want to. Look, man, y'all want to get on here and think these fighters are y'all friends. They gonna tell y'all the exclusives all the time. Then they gonna tell y'all what they want to tell y'all, man. And when it comes down to them making money, they're going to play you. They're going to play you. Yeah, everybody want to fight everybody in the beginning of their career, and then when it gets to the nitty gritty, nobody wants to fight each other. Everybody want to hide behind the network, so-called network beef. So-called network beef. There's no network beef, man. It was like back in the day when they were saying Top Rank and Golden Boy had a network beef, and yet all the other fighters was fighting each other, but they wouldn't let the big time fighters fight. Allegedly, they wouldn't let the big time fighters fight. You know why? Because they were trying to make as much money as possible. They were trying to play the public. You know what I'm saying? Backdoor letting these other fighters fight, but not letting the bigger fighters fight. And then people were buying into it. I never bought into the whole beef, no, man, it's no, because if it makes money, it makes sense. If it's gonna make money for these promoters, they're gonna put the fight on, man. If if Eddie Hearn and Al Heyman knew it was guaranteed that, let's just say this Wilder versus Joshua fight can generate 6, 7, $800 million, they gonna put the fight on tomorrow. It has nothing to do with net worth beefs. Shoot, Al Heyman, Top Rank were suing Al Heyman, and still Crawford was fighting Al Heyman fighters, man. You see what I mean? But then you would get people say, well, yeah, they'll let the guy those guys fight because they're not worried about Molina and all that. But they won't. They'll let those fights happen. But it's a network beef when it comes to Crawford versus Keith Thurman, or Crawford versus Danny Garcia, or Crawford versus Sean Porter, or Crawford versus Errol Spence. Then it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, these promoters, these fighters, they know, they're trained how to play the public, man. Most of them are trained. At the highest level, they are trained to how to play the... Sorry, bro, 2019 boxing gonna suck. It may... we have to see what materialize. You know what I'm saying? We have to see how the year, turns out, or plan or sets out. So I don't know if it's going to suck. I mean, I hope it don't suck. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping for the best. You know what I'm saying? Preparing myself for the worst. But like I said, man, this whole Joshua versus Wilder talk, contract talk is BS, especially amongst the boxing supporters and the boxing fans who are not... We're not privy to all of the details and the details of this contract talk. And like I said, serious businessmen will not negotiate in the media. They're going to get in the room and they're going to iron out what they got to iron out. And guess what? When they iron out everything, they're not going to come out here and tell you the particulars of the contract. They're not going to tell you what's in the contract. They just not going to tell you that. They are giving the fans and the supporters this BS contract talk to see where we at, to kind of feel and feel the temperature of the room. When they go into that room and really iron out this fight, there will be no cameras in there. There will be no microphones in there. We will not know. We are not going to know the particulars of the contract. So people, just stop thinking y'all know what's going on with this contract talk. Same thing with the Manny Pacquiao Floyd Mayweather thing. People thought they knew what was going on with the contract. This is going on. This is going on. And then when Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather representatives came together and made the fight, did we hear anything about the particulars of the contract? No. So just stop. Everybody just using the contract and the 50 million thing for leverage for a agenda that they are trying to push. Period. Point blank.